pronunciations from the Oxford Chinese Mini Dictionary. We are on the letter R. 然 It's a very difficult sound to make. Plus, you cannot smear the syllable. 安 ran. You see that? You swallow the middle. There's no middle. It's 安 ran. It's the most disappointing sandwich. 安 ran. Two sides, nothing in the middle. 安 ran. Maybe a little bit of ketchup or mustard. 然而 but however, nevertheless, 然后 thereafter, afterwards, subsequently, 燃烧 to burn. To dye your hair is to 染. Okay, to dye is to 染. Okay, also when you contract a disease, you become infected with or 染. Okay, it's to contract a disease. 嚷 to yell or to shout. So colloquially, usually because certain cultures are kind of misogynist, if typically somebody blubbers, like rants, somebody else might ask them, 你嚷嚷什么? Like, what are you talking about? 嚷嚷什么? 你嚷嚷什么? Okay. 嚷 to yell or shout. 让 okay, to let, allow, permit. 让他去吧 let her go. 让这事 让 这件事让他高兴. So this thing, 这件事 让 is to let or enables her to 让他很高兴. Be extremely happy. Okay. It also means to give away, to let somebody sit in your chair. 让座 to give up one seat. Okay, when used to introduce the agent in a passive construction, by. 他做的菜让狗吃了. The food he made was eaten by the dog. It's somebody let the dog eat it. But 让 is usually to be allowed to. Okay. 让步 is to make concessions, to step back. Okay. 让步 is to step back or to let somebody step up. 饶 okay, to forgive, pardon. 饶 okay. 扰乱 disturb, create confusion, harass. Okay. To move around is to 绕地球一圈. 地球 is the earth of the planet Earth. 绕地球一圈 is to go around the world once or to circumnavigate it once. Okay. 绕过障碍 to bypass an obstacle. 惹 provoke, annoy, tease. 惹 okay, we're talking about trouble, nuisance, attention, to stop, incite or attract. 热 it's hot temperature. 发热 is to have a high temperature. Usually we call it 发烧. it's to burn. 烧 is to burn. Usually to say to run a fever, it's to 发烧. That's more typical than to say 发热, to have a type of high temperature. 出国经商网球. You could say to have a craze for it. You could say 出国热 or 经商热 or 网球热. To have a craze for something. To have a craze for going abroad. To have a craze for business. To have a craze for tennis. Okay, next. 热爱, to love, to feel warm affections for. 热烈, it's passionate, enthusiastic or fervent. 热闹, bustling, lively. Typically we say an area is bustling, like if it's a popular destination, it's 很热闹. Okay. Now somebody is very 热情, it's that they're very warm-hearted. It means that they're very liable to help you, that they're enthusiastic about helping you. It's usually a positive. 热心, earnest, warm-hearted, enthusiastic. Okay, next. Everyone says this wrong, even though it's a very common word because it's person, okay, or person or people. 人, okay, it's so difficult to pronounce, like nearly nobody pronounces it correctly. 日, 人, 日, 人, okay, 人, okay, person. 他对人不客气. He's impolite to others. 人人 is everybody, everyone. Next. 人才, talent, or a talented person. 人工, man-made, artificial, or manual labor. 那儿的人工很贵. The manual labor there is very expensive. 人家, others or household and family. 人家, it's indirectly to a certain person. It's like others, like them, some undefined person. Okay. 你要是想请他吃饭，你最好早点告诉人家. If you want to invite him for a meal, you better tell him ahead of time. 我错了，人家向你道歉还不行吗? I was wrong. "我错了 is I was wrong. Okay. 人家问你道歉，人家向你道歉，向 is towards you, apologize. 还不行吗? Is that not okay? Is it still not okay that I've apologized to you? 人家向你道歉还不行吗? Common. A lot. Common. So if you apologize for something and then it was just the person is still upset, 人家向你道歉还不行吗? Which probably doesn't make it any better because you're literally saying, I've apologized to you. Isn't that enough? 人家向你道歉还不行吗? Which is the reason why I don't deal with apologies. 人口, population, family members, number of family members. So 人口 is population. But if somebody were to say 我家有4个人, so the question preceding that would be 你家几人口? Okay. 人类 is humankind or humanity. 人类学 is anthropology. 人们 people, men. 人民 the masses. 人民币 is the currency of the People's Republic of China, RMB. 人权 human rights. 人生 life, human life. 人物 a character in a literary work. Sometimes they call it 角色 is also a character. 人员 staff members, personnel. 人造 man-made, artificial. 忍 is to endure, tolerate, or be patient. 忍耐 is to endure or to restrain oneself. 忍受 is to bear and endure. 忍心 to be callous. Okay. So if you were to punish your child and somebody saw it, they would ask you something like, 你哪忍心？你怎么忍心这样子对你孩子？忍心 okay? 认 is to recognize. 认的 is to recognize somebody, to know somebody. 我认得他 I know that person. 认识 to be acquainted with, know, recognize. When speaking of a fact, reason, err, realize, understand, understanding, knowledge. 认为 to consider that, think that, take it that. 认真 serious, earnest, conscientious. Next. 认 to appoint, assign, to be responsible for, let, allow. No matter how much he shouted, no one paid attention to him. 任凭他怎么喊叫，没有人理他。任凭 Usually, colloquially, you would say 无论他怎么喊叫. Okay, which is another way of saying it. 任何 means any, whatever. 他不认识任何人. She doesn't know anyone. 他不认识任何人. 任命 to employ, to appoint. 任务 to assign a duty, task, or responsibility. 扔 is to throw away. 仍旧 as before. 仍旧仍然仍旧 is as before, still yet. 仍然 is still yet as before. 日 okay, another one that's very difficult to pronounce properly. 日 it's sun, Sunday, daytime. Or every day, day by day. 日报 is the daily paper. 日本 Japan. 日常 is something you do from day to day. 日程 daily schedule, agenda, program. 日出 sunrise. 日记 diary. 日历 calendar. 日落 sunset. 日期 date. 日文 Japanese language. 日益 increasingly day by day. 日用品 basic commodities that you use every day. 日用品 daily necessities. 日语 Japanese language. 日元 Japanese yen. 日子 day, date, period, time. 容 allow, let, permit, tolerate, hold, contain. 容纳 hold, have capacity for. 容忍 tolerate, put up with. 容许 to allow, permit. 容易 easy. Now think about this. It's 容易. Okay, it's very difficult to pronounce. 容易. Okay. Means simple. 夏天牛奶很容易坏。夏天牛奶很容易坏。In the summer, milk sours very easily. 肉 another really difficult one. 肉 okay. 如 to be similar to or according to. 如下雨我们就不去了。If it rains, we just won't go. Or for example, 北京有很多名胜，如长城、故宫等等。长城 is the Great Wall. 故宫 is the Forbidden City or Forbidden Palace. 等等 etc. Okay. 北京有很多名胜 okay, is famous places or destinations. Okay, next. 如此 so, such, in a way. 如果 if, supposing that, in case. 如何 it's when you ask somebody how things went, how or what. 你的考试如何 it's asking how your exam went. 他不知道如何完成这项任务 this task. He does not know how to complete this task. 他不知道如何完成这项任务。他不知道如何完成这项任务。如今 means these days or nowadays. It's at the present time. It's usually kind of like in regret. Saying, well, 如今 as such, it's as such, this is how things are today. 如今 and then you say, something not great. Like, oh, well, well, as such, things are this bad. 如今这么多惨案发生了，我们也没办法。It's at the present time, a lot of disasters have occurred. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay. 入 means to enter, to be admitted to become a member of. All of the R words are really difficult. 软 okay. 软日完软 软 okay, means soft, gentle, flexible. You say they're very stretchy. 它身子很软，它骨头很软。It's very funny. They say your bones are very soft. Okay, even though they're just saying like you're a flexible person, they say, "Oh, 它骨头很软." It means that you're like very flexible. Okay. 若干 a certain number of several. 若是 if. It's like 如果 okay 若是 but it's more formal. 若是 is more formal. Okay. Weak is 弱 okay 弱 weak, feeble, inferior, not up to standard. Okay. 弱点 is your weakness or weak point. 弱点 okay. And that's it. We're almost finished with this. Actually, no, there's a lot more words. I need to do like one a day.